Hey guys, welcome to Tech Talk 80. This is Andy here, and today I'm going to share with you on the methods of carrying or how you can actually carry your tactical lights. Right, so what I have here are two types of tactical lights, different model. This is actually the Nightcore MH12S, right? And on the left hand side, what I have here is actually the Carlos XT11 GT Pro. So these are the two different types of lights that I'm going to talk about today. So for the carrying methods, what I have here are my two favorite pouches, right? This is actually the Helicon Text pouch. I have the shadow gray and I have the tan color here. So why I like this a lot is because I find this pretty good is because, example, for this particular shadow gray, right? You have a lot of concealed pockets here. At the front, you have a zipper pocket. Inside here, you have another concealed zipper pocket, right? For your personal cash or whatever belongings, you can put it inside here. Your credit cards and forth, you can put it inside here as well. Then this bag is actually about 1.5 liters, of items that you can place it inside here. And why I like this also is because at the rear, right, it's really concealed. You have a secret, so-called a secret compartment that you can put in more cash, right, or your personal belongings. You want to put in your, example, your passport. You want to keep it behind here, you put it here as well. Let me just show you what I have in this particular bag here. Right, as you can see, I have my passport. I can put it in. It's big enough to put my passport here. My wallet, as well as my car keys. It can goes in. It fits in very well, and there are still a lot of space here. Okay. At the rear, this is actually your emergency cash or your some other items that you want to carry along with you. You can put it behind here. This is your so-called your secret pocket. Okay, so this is I'm going to show you the example of where I'm going to put my tactical light. Yes, and besides the carrying methods of the tactical light, I also want to share a little bit on the self-defense method of what you can actually do when you have a tactical light with you. Alright, so let me show you quickly. This is how I usually wear my pouch. Right, I put it in front near to the chest level. Reason being is because it's going to be easy for me to actually draw out or take out any of my personal belongings. And this is actually in front, and therefore you don't have the worry of people trying to pick your bag if, let's say, it's at your rear, basically. All right, so for pouches like that, I know there are a lot of people who actually put the pouch at their waist level, but for myself, I think I feel more confident and feel more comfortable actually with my pouches at my chest level, right? So just now I have shown you, right, for this pouch I have already a lot of items inside here, like my wallet, my passport and my car keys. And right now let's put in this particular Carlos XT11 GT Pro. So when I use the tag light itself, how I'm going to place the tag light is I'm going to put it at the top of all my personal items. Right, put it in this manner. So in the event, if let's say when you go to, I'm just giving you a scenario, when you're in a back alley, or let's say you're out there at night, and probably if let's say someone comes to you and say, hey, give me your wallet, give me your purse, give me your personal items and so forth, right? The first thing you usually do is to unzip, and the person that stands around you will presume that you're going to take out your, example, your wallet or your personal belongings and hand it over the person. But in this case, what happened is, when my hand goes in, I'm actually really reaching out for my tag light already. Always remember that the trigger button will have to be in such a manner, right, that when your hand goes in, you are actually able to hold the trigger button. So this is actually the correct position when you place the tag light into your bag. Right, because I'm a right-hander, so usually my hand, when I go in, I will have to reach out for the trigger button. So it's supposed to be placed this way upwards, okay? And the bottom part is downwards. So when my hand goes in, immediately I will hold the trigger button. Okay, so let me show you. So example, if let's say I'm walking along the streets, right? Then this guy came up to me and said, hey, give me your wallet. I said, you want my wallet? Okay, I'll give you my wallet. So what I need to do I unzip, alright, go in, I touch, okay, straight away I feel, I grab hold of the tactical light, and there you go. Right, so what I've just showed you just now is that I only switch on the maximum output, that is the highest lumens. But if let's say I want to blind the person, I can also use the other method, which is actually the strobe light. Okay, so for the Carlos XT11, the strobe light is, the trigger button is also the same position as the button here. So why I like this particular model is because the on-off switch as well as the trigger button for the strobe light is behind here. So let me show you. Right, so I put my hand inside, I feel, right, the trigger button for the strobe light, straight away I came out and I can do this. Right, so it really depends whether you want your trigger. If let's say you're going to use the Carlos XT11 GT Pro, it's either you go on the high beam or either you go for the trigger button. Right, for the XT11 GT Pro, the trigger button for the strobe light is very close to the on-off button. So sometimes if let's say you do not have the confidence to go for the trigger button because you cannot feel it, you can also just do likewise, just on the on-off switch and give him or give that person the highest lumens. So the Carlos XT GT Pro, the same thing here. So when you switch on that time, this is the highest lumen, then you need to actually set the type of lumens that you want. Alright, so this goes down to the lowest lumens and this is the highest. Okay, so for myself, usually what I do is that I go for the highest lumens, then I set it into this particular model. Right, so this is one method for you to carry your tech light when you're going for your tours, or you know, for your shoppings and all those things. And if you're alone, especially for the ladies, right, out there alone, you can actually carry, example, you know, a tactical light if you want to, and that give you a little bit of like self-defense just in case you need to disorientate the person and just, you know, run for your life and things like that. That will actually come in very handy. Right, so just now what I have showed you is a example, a scenario. If let's say the person is standing probably maybe like 3-4 meters away from you, right, then therefore you can actually use that method of disorientating the attacker, right, for you to break free and run. But what if in an event, if the person is right in front of you, probably maybe within a meter, right, and the person asks you for your wallet and so forth. So what you can do, example, is same thing, right? You unzip, you go in, you reach out for your tech light, straight away you blind him, and what you do is, I'm going to switch this off is because the camera is not able to capture what I'm going to do, alright? So example, if the light is still on, you blind the person, but instead of just blinding, you jack downwards, just in the event if the person is holding your shirt or grabbing onto you, right? So you jab the person's hand and so forth, and you push. Okay, so you blind, you jab, then you push, then you run for your life. Okay, so this is just one simple self-defense method that you can do if let's say you are confronted with probably a robber or an attacker that wants for your, you know, going after your property and so forth. So what I have here is the two types of model of tactical light. This is a Carlos XT11 GT Pro. It comes with its casing, nylon casing, and this I would say is pretty good. Is because it really protects your tactical light. Just in an event if you were to drop it, right, it covers everything. It protects all the way to the top, you know, of your trigger button. But the only thing that I find is not to my advantage is because this is a little bit bulky. Right, so example, if you're going to use this particular casing, all right, this holster itself, all right, when you go for your tour, and you're going to clip it, example, if you're going to put it at your utility belt, this is actually Velcro. So the Velcro is easy for you to actually put on and remove it. All right, so what you need to do is just to attach it to your utility belt. But the only thing I find is because this is a little bit bulky, as you can see, right? On my side, this is a little bit bulky, and even if let's say you will cover this with your shirt, unless you are wearing something very loose and huge, right? I mean bigger size, probably you can cover this better. I mean you can conceal this better. But given the case right now, what you can see, from what I'm wearing, right, you can see it is actually not concealed very clearly. So anyway, if let's say in an event you need to draw your tag light out to shine at the attacker, always remember you need to face your trigger button at the top, right? So basically, the moment you remove the cover, your thumb goes down, it touches the trigger button, and you need to do this to trigger, right, the light. So what I have here, this is the highest lumens. If you want to go straight for the stroke, you can do so likewise. But the most important thing is always remember that your trigger button and your stroke function button will have to be facing upwards. Right? So the moment if let's say you need to use, okay, you can see. Right, so this is the function or how you carry your Carlos X11 GT Pro with its tactical holster, right, or the casing itself. So the next thing I want to show you is the difference of the Nightcore MH12S. Okay, so like just now I said, this is slightly smaller. It's slightly more compact comparing to the casing of the Carlos. So what you can do is actually there's a clip here. You can just clip it onto your jeans or even your belt, right? And in terms of concealment, you can see, right, is not as huge as what you see comparing to the Carlos, right? So in the event if you need it, you just flip out. Okay, so this is the highest lumens that I have already preset it, but you need to understand for the color for the Nightcore, you need to switch on the light first before you can actually trigger the stroke function, right? So the stroke function is actually in front, which you need to press the button here. Okay, so I have my other video which I showed you previously. There is a trigger button here for the stroke function. It's very different from the Carlos X11 GT Pro, right? So once again, same thing. Always remember that the trigger button, switch on and off button has to face upwards. The moment you need, all right, you switch on, right? And if you really want the stroke function, then you need to go and trigger the stroke function. Okay, so this is actually the Nightcore MH12S. Right, so I find this is a little bit more compact in such a manner. Right, so we have come to the end of the session, right? I hope you like it, and as I said, you can consider some of these items that you may want to purchase, right? Tactical light like that, example, I think it will come in very handy, especially you are on holidays or you are on your trips alone, or even let's say you are going or planning, on a night hike, a night run, and you are afraid that something may happen to you. Lights like that is not very heavy, right? And this can be attached very easy to any of your pouches or even on your belt, utility belt, or any kind of belt, or even like your pockets and so forth. You can carry lights like that. Yeah, so I actually carry these tag lights wherever I go, especially when I'm on my holiday trips. So I find this very convenient and actually very useful, especially if let's say you're talking about any form of self-defense. Right, so I hope you like my video and please subscribe to my channel. Right, so take care and stay safe. Bye bye.